What's up? What's going on, everyone who's actually listening to this podcast right now? First of all, everyone, welcome to the Nikhil Sai Show, which is hosted by me, the Nikhil Sai. And guess what's going on today? We're not back with a two comma club winner this time. We're back with the company, the CEO of the company who actually give these cool awards away, which is just going to be amazing. And now we're actually having Dave Woodward, who's actually the CEO of Clickfunnels. They have processed over $12 billion inside the softwares with over 9 million funnels being used, over 108,000 active users right now, over six-figure people, just like, people take active accounts just like that, and over 1.8 billion contacts. And you know what? The crazy part, I'm a ClickFunnels lover. Like, even right now, I have a ClickFunnels tab open. I like 99% of the times on my laptop, it's just right there. So I'm a huge fan of ClickFunnels. I live and breathe and sleep and eat inside the software. So let's not waste any time and actually welcome Dave Woodward, CEO at ClickFunnels. Hey, Dave.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great, Dave. Thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure.
Absolutely, Dave. And Dave, like this impact you're creating with ClickFunnels is just another different level. Like, people stop calling their business as a funnel; they're calling it as ClickFunnel. Now I see everyone talking about like, "Hey, I need someone to build my ClickFunnel." I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like this word, the ClickFunnel, became like the next marketing keyword. Now they're not calling funnels; they're just calling it ClickFunnel, right? That's
That's a
awesome,
blessing
Dave.
for us.
Absolutely, Dave. And a long go ahead, right? Like, there's so much more to achieve. I'm pretty excited to stick to the software for coming 50 years. Absolutely, Dave. And Dave, like, can you please start with your backstory? Like, how did all of this crazy journey started from actually being in college to actually where you are right now in ClickFunnels?
Oh my gosh. So I actually started off pre-med. I got accepted to med school, decided I didn't want to go. A week before I was supposed to be out there, I got a master's in exercise physiology. I started physical therapy program. I got accepted to and started down that program as far as getting a master's there. And I just wasn't what I wanted to do. So I ended up, I just got married. I ended up spending time with my wife and her, my brother-in-law, and got heavily involved in to investments and all that kind of stuff. We had a company that we ended up building and selling that basically was employee benefits and all that kind of stuff, which took
Wow.
us out from Texas to California, where we spent the last 20 years. And it was a great time. I was heavily involved in multiple different companies. I got very involved in marketing. I had my own marketing company. And then from that, ended up having marketing company that had multiple clients, and was involved in mortgages and all that kind of stuff. Made money, lost money. And gosh, probably 12 years ago was when I met Russell as a dear friend. And he and I have been friends. He's one of my closest friends prior to ClickFunnels even starting. And when it started, he extended the opportunity for me to be involved in it, and I was thrilled. Ended up moving from San Diego up here to Boise 5 years ago, and it's been a fun ride ever since.
Absolutely, Dave. Wow, that's an exciting journey. And wow, like we need to admit that the kind of relationships you're building along the way kind of really determines the pathway you're actually moving on, right? So that one relationship with Russell Brunson made you the CEO, which is just amazing, and building this amazing community to long ahead. And Dave, when we actually talk about ClickFunnels, we really love the way like ClickFunnels literally has zero competition because everyone is playing here and ClickFunnels is playing here. Like, there's huge gap, so we cannot compare anyone as competition. Like, how did you do that? Like, as a SaaS product, like everyone is trying to like bring that next update and trying to be that number one person every time, but you guys kind of nailed it when it comes to the killing the competition. So how did you do that, Dave?
You know what? I really have to attribute that to Todd and to Russell. I think one of the main things was the importance of the people aspect. And there's a software, but when it comes down to really understanding how to build your company and how to get involved, that's what Russell and Todd has spent a ton of time on. Russell has spent countless hours on webinars and Facebook and everything. And we've been very blessed by the people who have worked with us at ClickFunnels. Their hearts are very strong around finding different ways to make sure that our customers have success. And that's really what it comes down to, is to make sure that the people who sign up for the software actually have success with it. And that's really where the reason that we've grown as fast as we have and as large as we have is really because our whole focus is making sure that the people who join actually have success.
100% Dave. I really love that point. Like a lot of softwares try about giving the next update or being ahead in the future, but you focus on the core value, which is educating your customers on really getting more business so that they can stick to your software, which is just amazing. And Dave, like one of the main reason I'm a huge fan of ClickFunnels is like the community of it. Like, oh my God, like what a community, man. Like this is just a fireball community. Like you come in, you rock there, like 270,000 people. Like how does that feel like? Like how did you actually build a community of over 270K funnel hackers?
I think a lot of it is reaching out on a pretty regular basis and keeping that open. Um, we've been fortunate to be able to have a lot of Facebook Lives. We had a lot of communication that goes in there. Again, we have more people in there than we actually have as customers, and a lot of it's just because they're trying to figure things out. And it's been fun to see people then join ClickFunnels because they've been testing things and trying different things, and it actually works. And I think it really comes down to no matter what business you're building, you have to understand that the key is to try to provide a huge amount of information and opportunities to people before they actually come into the software or whatever your business might be.
Yeah, 100%. And I really love the fact, like the way you're educating through Funnel Fix for free for the entire ClickFunnels audience. I think like no one ever, like literally, we can never compare this software to anyone else. I think that's what really making the community so much stronger, Dave. I love it. And Dave, let's get to the next question, brother. This is going to be amazing. So, how was the journey inside ClickFunnels? So, Russell is a good friend from 12 years. You joined ClickFunnels 5 years ago. So, like, what was the insider look of actually becoming the CEO of inside the software?
Oh my gosh. I've been the chief revenue officer for the last forever, basically. And I think really what it comes down to is as you start to scale and start to grow, I think it's important, you have to take a look at where your skill set is and what you really enjoy the most. Both Todd and Russell are amazing in their skill sets. But they also know that where they get the greatest success is when they don't have to deal with a lot of some of the headaches that come with running the company. That way they can, I mean, Todd is an amazing when it comes to the software, our software and all the things we're going to be releasing very soon, a new version. And he's got some, he's been working on for years. And I know Russell right now is super busy getting ready for Funnel Hacking Live that's coming up. And so because of that, those are the things you enjoy the most. It then provided the best opportunity that I could serve them was to step in and help as a CEO. And so we basically worked things out, and I've been the CEO for really probably the last 3 years and haven't really announced it until about a year ago. Because titles aren't a real big deal to me. What matters most to me is all of us as partners are having success and that our employees are having success, but most importantly, that our clients are.
100%, Dave. And that core values is actually what taking ClickFunnels to the next level. And Dave, like as you are already speaking about the funnel hacking lab, like let's go deep in, bro. Like Dave, like how does the funnel hacking lab is gonna happen? Like how's it gonna look like? Let's talk about
Oh
that.
my gosh, it's going to be such a fun year. It's our very first time ever having a virtual portion to it. So the thing I enjoy the most is actually the live aspect. There's something about being there and feeling the physical energy with so many people around you. It's down in Orlando. It's, I think it's the next week, basically the 21st, the 24th, 25th. And I think the part that's so exciting is just to connect with other people. I think this COVID has definitely introduced some things that have created some doubts or concerns. And that's really why it's our first, hopefully our last virtual event. But we want to make sure we provide that opportunity for people who can't get there.
Absolutely. You know, Dave, like I was really craving to be there actually, but because of these borders and restrictions, I took my ticket, I booked my flight, I booked my hotel, everything, and it got destroyed just like that in a snap because the US ban is still there. But I wish,
I
but I'm actually
totally
attending
understand.
virtual. Yeah,
That's
absolutely. But I'm
great.
excited. I'm pretty excited. And Dave, as we're already talking about like the Dave, like actually Todd is building the software to the next level and amazing updates are coming in the ClickFunnels. So we'd love to hear like what is going to be the ClickFunnels vision as you the CEO. Like what do you see like the vision of the ClickFunnels? How does that look like for you?
Oh, I'm going to say, you know what? The best thing is to attend ClickFunnels either virtually or live. They're going to roll out everything there. I'm hesitant right now to go into the actual specifics of what this next version is going to be. But I can tell you as far as the vision of ClickFunnels as where we're going is obviously there's an aspect as far as helping and working with more clients. But the real thing is to simplify the process. And so our vision right now is, how do we simplify things? And when you first start a software company, you find that the people who first come in are those people who are just super excited, a lot of energy, and will do a lot of the figuring it out themselves. As you continue over time, people want less of the headaches or less of the frustration and want an easier software. And that's really what Todd's been working on for, gosh, the last year, to make sure that the vision and the software and everything that we're doing and things we're going to be releasing between now and probably the end of this year or into the first quarter, you'll find out all the details at Funnel Hacking Live. But I think the real exciting thing is to make sure that all the time we are working on our software, we're trying to find ways to make it easier, better, and that the software really helps people build their companies.
100%, Dave. And I'm really excited. Like, comparatively, what we see in the marketplace, like ClickFunnels is one of the easiest. Like, I can get my friend or someone, like a kid who is like 8 years old, and he can start building. It's like that easy. But I'm very excited to see how easy it's gonna be, because a lot of people definitely need more help with that for sure. And Dave, like, one of the main key reasons you're being a CEO is inside, like, getting stuff done, right? Like, you're good at that. That's why, like, recently Russell stepped down as a CEO, and you're actually popping out as a bigger one and taking care of all of the execution aspects of the company, right? So we would love to hear more about, like, what kind of tools or management systems you use inside ClickFunnels to manage everything, basically, for the productivity level.
Oh my gosh, we have so many different pieces. I think so from the marketing standpoint, there's software and tools they use to make sure that they can manage the project, that it goes real well. We have two different ones there. I know that inside of whenever we're working with customer support, there's unique software that actually is large enough that scales and grows as the company grows. So people can actually better serve those customers. When we're in the process of looking at some ADP is one of the softwares we're looking at for our employees, just to make sure as you grow in your company and your customers grow with you, you need to make sure that they have the right customer software. So there's quite a few different types of software. Obviously, when we're dealing with our tech, the tech guys who basically are building the software, they have their own software that they're using, and it's been just amazing to go through that. So as far as listing all that, I'd have to get you back an actual list of all the different types of software and things. I think the main thing is to make sure that it's very user friendly, and most importantly, that it gets used on a regular basis.
Yeah, 100%, Dave. That was really on point. And people just need to make sure, like, everyone inside a company are aligned on a straight line, so that the stuff gets done easily, which is just amazing. And Dave, we would love to go more into, like, as a CEO, like, how does your daily routine looks like? Do you follow a routine?
Oh my gosh. I think the part I love the most is my routine changes on a regular basis. And I think the primary reason for that is, again, we've had the opportunity of, growing over 300 customers. And so that in and of itself creates new ideas and new things that they need to address. And so managing and working with the managers of each of the department heads has been a lot of fun. Just making sure that we're doing the very best for our customers. In addition to that is all the daily routines for success for our clients. That's why I have the opportunity of living in Boise. We have one office here. It's a very small office. Again, we have 10 employees, and we probably only have 8 to 10 actually ever in this office. And it's all focused really primarily around a lot of the marketing things. And so I spent a lot of time. That's Russell's baby. And I love anytime he invites me to be participating in that, because there's so much energy, so much excitement. I know right now he's working on, I think, 10 or 12 different presentations for Funnel Hacking Live next week. And just seeing all the excitement, all of the energy and stuff around that. In addition to that, my daily routine just changes based on really where we're going and what we're looking at. We ended up buying 2 companies last month, and we've been working on that as well. So there's a lot of fun, a lot of exciting stuff happening all the time.
Absolutely, Dave. And we really need to admit the flexibility you need to have as like the chief engineer of a company to really have that kind of flow in. And you know what, Dave? Like when my team opens YouTube, they really say, "Oh my God!" Before the video, like Russell comes in, like talking about Clickfunnels. Oh my God! Like damn, we use the software day in day out. This is just amazing, right? That's amazing stuff, Dave. So let's get into the next question, brother. So you've been in business from a long time and coming from the med school and stuff like that, right? So if there's an opportunity to talk to a 20-year-old you or someone who is just getting started with ClickFunnels, like what will be your number one suggestion to them?
I think the main thing is to really find out what they enjoy the most. I've got four boys. My oldest is 25. My youngest is 18. So it's 25, 23, 20, and 18. And it's fun having a lot of conversations with them right now. They've gone through college or they're in college, but it's really a matter of what do we want to do next? And I think the most important thing is experimenting with as many different things as you possibly can to find out what you enjoy the most. And uh, college is a great opportunity, and a lot of it's just the people you meet. I've had nephews who've built, $1 billion company, and some of the crazy things outside dealing with, all the electronic stuff that's happening. And I think it's fun just to realize that the most important thing is to experiment with as many things as possible. Find out what you really like, and whatever you really like, that's what you focus on, and you go all in and do whatever you possibly can to scale and grow and build your knowledge and your fun and your experience. And when you burn out on it and you're done with it, then you go to something else. I think the world that we live in now, it's very hard. I met a guy at the gym just last night who was 39 years. He managed a hotel in Las Vegas. I'm like, 39 years for one thing? And he's like, yeah, that's what I wanted. I'm like, so I can't imagine. I've had so many different things. I've probably had 39 different experiences. I don't know. But I think the main thing is just to really do whatever you really enjoy and are really good at and just focus on that.
Yeah, 100% there. That was really on point. Like a lot of people should get into different stuff because they can get a bigger perspective on like how this world functions, and the perspective really changes as you get along. That's awesome, brother. Let's get into the next question. This would be probably easy for you. Your life biggest achievement so far and any next bigger goals.
Oh my gosh. My biggest achievement. Um, Honestly, my achievements are really focused around my family. I'm grateful. I have four boys. I've been married. We're celebrating our 28th marriage in November. And
Congratulations.
my biggest achievements are family. It really is. I've got, kids who have served missions for our church. They are going to college. Been in foreign languages, they're just amazing people. And so my biggest achievement has definitely been focused around my family for sure. I've had the opportunity of making money, losing money, building companies, selling companies, all that crazy stuff, which is a ton of fun. But in life for me, definitely family is my primary focus for sure.
Absolutely, brother. How about the next bigger goals, like anything related to ClickFunnels and stuff like that?
Um, I I would say from ClickFunnels, I would love to double it in the next couple of years for sure. That's really the main thing we're looking at.
Let's go for it. Wow, like 200,000 active users. That would be crazy. That would be really, really amazing. And with a 500,000 community, that would be exciting. I'm gonna be a part of it for sure. That's exciting, Dave. And this will be fun for sure. Like Dave, what was the biggest mistakes, especially in terms of business?
Oh my gosh. That could be a very long list. Let me think. My biggest mistake, and I think, um, I think one of the biggest mistakes when it came to from a business perspective was really not spending the time. I was looking for a quick win, and so I invested money real fast in this thing. I didn't do my homework, and then I lost money. And instead of just walking away from it, I spent more time, and so I lost time. I lost money, all because I really didn't do the time. I didn't spend the time doing the research and really paying the bills to figure things out. I think the opportunity of the other real big aspect of that was I picked the wrong people, and
Hmm.
because of the rumors I'd heard about and everything else. And I would say the most important thing is get to really know the people that you're going to go into business with. make sure they are who they say they are or who you hear they are. And then again, one of the greatest blessings with ClickFunnels and my experience here is my relationship with my partners. I've literally have known almost all of them for more years than ClickFunnels has been around. And so it's been a
Yeah.
huge blessing.
Absolutely, Lev. I think that's one of the core things like a business owner should be focusing on while he's getting internally the key leaders inside the company, because they're gonna be the company. Like company is nothing but when it comes to Clifford, it's just like you, Russell, and Todd, right? And then all the employees, like team is the company. So we need to make sure we get the right person in. That's just amazing answer, Lev. Love it. Let's get to the next question, brother. Your main inspiration for all the success and key people involved in your journey. This would be easy for you.
My main inspiration for success. Oh my gosh. I think one of the main things, as weird as this might sound, is I think you really you've got to do your homework ahead of time. Give it some thought. I also am a huge believer in talking to other people, getting their inspiration. I'm also one of the most important things for me in my own personal life, as far as business, is prayers to my Father in heaven. I've always wanted to feel something right and to get some involvement before I actually stepped forward. I remember when, we moved from even the decision of whether or not we go from Southern California, where we were at for 20 years, up to Boise, Idaho, where I never thought we would live. Part of that, for 2 years, I traveled up here every other week in a plane and gone back, and I thought that's just how I was going to do it. And it was just a prayer that was insight. And I thought, it's the best thing for my kids and for my family, and most importantly for the business. And so I exercised faith and went forward with that. So for me, those are the main reasons for sure.
Absolutely. And how about the key people? We already know that, but excited to hear a list.
For me, I'm a huge believer. Anytime you're going to do something like that, I always volunteer some time first. I don't expect things out of that. I want to make sure that I want to make sure we're on the same page, especially if it's going to be a long-term thing. So there was a lot of times where we would just get together and we would talk through different things and make sure that we had the same desire, the same passion, the same vision, the same goal, and that we were willing. Again, for me, I was willing to sacrifice everything to get this company to where it is, that we could help grow it and build it. And so I think you really need to spend some time with people to figure out who they are, but most importantly, what do they really want? At first, if it's just, hey, you know what, we're going to pay you this, we're going to do this, and it's all around that, that's fine if it's just a job when you're working with someone. But if you're actually going into a business and you're going to own the business with them and they're going to own the business with you and you're going to be all in, you need to spend some time to get to know them ahead of time. I made a couple mistakes earlier in my life where I met someone and we said yes and we threw money in and we ended up losing a ton just because we weren't on the same page. And there's nothing more frustrating when you're spending 24 hours a day trying to build it and the other person's out there golfing all day or down and surfing all day and expecting money on the back end. So it's different when you're an employee versus when you are a partner.
Yeah, 100%, Dave. That was really, really, really amazing answer. And Dave, like, okay, this is a different question for a lot of other people, but what would be a suggestion to someone who just heard ClickFunnels? Like, what do you think they should be doing after they hear ClickFunnels?
Oh my gosh. Right now, I would say first and foremost, I would sign up. This is our first year ever having Funnel Hacking Live. So it starts next week. So if you hear it real quick, that's what I would say is attend that way. After that, the next thing I would really say is Russell has an amazing podcast and Marketing Secrets. I'd love to, again, that's probably one of the best things is to hear a lot of his stuff. In addition to that, join Facebook Live. Also, we've got a trial. It's a 14-day trial. I think one of the things that people who are just getting started, the ones who have the greatest success, join our our One Funnel Away challenge. It's a 30-day challenge, and they have coaches and people who literally help them for 30 days. And that's probably been one of the greatest successes of people who are brand new to it, trying to figure this thing out. And Russell's heavily involved. There's a lot of recordings on it every single day. And you just focus to do something daily. I think the biggest mistake people struggle with is where you go all in for a day and then you don't do anything for a week. And you're like, oh, shoot, I forgot. What is that? And how does this work? If you're going to go in, you go all the way in.
Yeah, 100% Dave. I think that's the number one suggestion we should be giving for everyone. Like, go and join one funnel levy. And if you're right now listening to this, get to the funnel hacking lab, because that's going to be like a beast journey for you. It's going to open up your mind at a different level. And we can easily see like 100 to 200 success stories every day of the new business owners joining one funnel levy. It's just a crazy place to be for sure. And Dave, like, what an amazing person, what an amazing company, what an amazing vision, bro. It's just amazing to have you on podcast. Any last word before we conclude the entire session for today?
I think the most important thing anyone might be listening to this is to really kind of find out what it is you're wanting to do. Uh, if it's something online, software wise, or anything like that, ClickFunnels is definitely the place for you to go and learn. And I think the main thing is to understand what it is you really want. And I think the key is, the most important thing is figure out what you want to do. And sometimes I remember when I first got started, I was an affiliate. I didn't have my own company at the time. And so I just went and I learned how to sell someone else's company. And then sold ClickFunnels obviously when ClickFunnels came around. But the other thing then is to really figure out what it is that you want. I think the most important thing are goals, and then you stay very, very focused to those goals. For me, there's certain things I want to make sure I accomplish, and if I'm going to accomplish them, I'm going to accomplish them. Whatever I've got to sacrifice, that's part of understanding that, and you go forward with that. So you make sure you share that with your family or those people you're sharing time with, to make sure they understand that that's where your focus is, and make sure they agree with it. But aside from that, I think the most important thing is to really realize that there are people who've already gone through what you're struggling with. There's very, very few things that you can go through that no one's ever been through before. And I think the key is to connect with them and to learn from them as fast as you can, so you can take as many shortcuts to the success as you're really looking for.
Yeah, absolutely, Dave. Like, it was just on point, brother. And again, Dave, this was an amazing time spending with you, brother. Thank you so much for this amazing opportunity. Hopefully, everyone who heard this out, like, in case if you haven't took your trial, man, like, just go to clickfunnels.com, join the Facebook group, check out the One Funnel Level Challenge. If there is an opportunity, go to the Funnel Hacking Lab. It's just an amazing place to be. Again, everyone, hopefully you enjoyed the podcast with the CEO himself so far. We are very, very excited, and next time I'll be coming back with another Two Comma Club interview. This is me, the Nikhil Sai, and Dave Woodward signing off for today. Peace.